Hello everyone, welcome to Guru TV. I'm your host Jason Sutton from the Dana Raider Golf School. And I've got a special guest today, one of my tour players that I work with. You met him last winter when we were just starting to work together, Federico Celano from Italy. And we're going to talk to him a little bit about life on the tour and really some of the things that he's learned along the way, and then have him hit a few shots for us, maybe learn a thing or two that's going to help the viewers out there. Thanks for coming back on the show, Federico.
Thank you, Jason, and welcome everyone.
Yeah, so Federico is from Italy, has been playing the mini tour. They've been working together, what, a couple years now? It's our second season. So I think you're going to find that you're going to see some different swings, some swing changes I think that's really helped him to improve his ball striking, and I'm going to let him tell you a little bit about it. But tell us what you think is the biggest thing you've learned just from maybe life on the tour this summer and just really life on the tour in general.
Yeah, in general, through the last season, I've learned how to be more consistent and try to have good results more consistently. And me and Jason during winter have worked a lot on trying to hit the ball more consistently as well, so that my scores got a little bit better during this season. Yeah, basically.
That's good. So what do you think is specifically the parts of your game that have improved this summer and has helped you, because you've made some cuts, starting to make some money, you shot some really low scores this summer. I think you shot 64 one time, right?
Yeah.
So tell us, what do you think has really been the biggest improvement?
Yeah, biggest improvement, well, again, like as we've been working on the full swing, I felt like my shots have been more solid, and then the second thing was the putter. Putter has been big improvements, lowering right now the average, so it helps me to keep my scores a little bit lower than before, and that's the main thing to win tournaments and to always get in the 60s. So mainly, yeah, I've learned how to score better, I would say.
You got to go low out there, don't you?
Yeah.
You can't shoot par. It's going to make you how much money?
None. Actually, you're losing money.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. So, well, let's talk to the viewers a little bit about what we've worked on in your full swing, and then I'll have you hit a few shots, and you can explain to them a little bit, just a little bit of a past history. Federico has always been a very straight driver and a straight hitter of the golf ball, but had a little trouble compressing it, and oftentimes would hit the ball thin. So we've really set a goal to hit the ball a lot more solid. We've made some equipment changes that I think has helped him along the way, as well as getting a little bit more distance. And I think he's hitting his driver maybe 10 yards farther or so, which has been huge, and then hitting a few more greens. So tell us a little bit about what you're working on now and some of the things we've worked on in the past.
Yeah, starting from the winter, we figured out that my impact was a little weak. I wasn't keeping my angle as a shootout, and that was mainly caused by my swing at impact, my weight at impact. So I was shifting my weight backward, and yeah, we say I was swaying.
Yeah, right.
So basically going this way on the backswing, and then at impact, I wasn't really getting in front of the ball with my hands, but my hands were a little. I was losing the angle, and my hands were behind the ball at impact. So my ball was floating in the air, and I was hitting it sometimes fast, sometimes thin. So it wasn't as consistent. And then after the winter time, when we started to, I started to hit a little better, compress it better. Me and Jason worked on the mental part too of the game. Basically, yeah. Jason helped me with he gave me a few thoughts to keep on the course and to keep thinking about on certain occasions. Yeah, basically being stronger mentally, and that helped me a lot. Thinking positively out there when I needed.
Yeah, because I met Federico, and I knew he was a good player and had a lot of talent. So it's a matter of him feeling like he belongs out there on tour, and just really pumping in positive images and thoughts on the golf course. And then he starts to see the results, and then sort of snowballed from there. He gets some success, and then things start to improve, and obviously then the confidence is much higher, right? You start holding a few clubs. Absolutely, because I mean, I know he can play out there, and now he's starting to believe it himself, and it's turning into better scores. So let's talk about this more neutral centered pivot that we've worked on that's really helped him get into a better impact position. Why don't you show them face on there what it looks like?
I'll just put a ball just to show. Yeah, mainly what we've been working on is during the backswing, trying to keep my weight right in the middle instead of shifting it. Like most full swing may be based on shifting the weight a little bit, but to be more consistent, I think it helped me a lot to just keep my head right at the ball and my weight centered to the ball instead of moving backward. And then in impact, as my weight is centered, it's easier for me to get to the club in the right position and hit the ball solidly, and keeping that angle that makes the ball fly a little lower.
Okay, you want to hit a couple shots for us?
Definitely.
Yeah, go ahead.
So as my weight stays centered and never moves back, I feel like I can never hit the ball fat, and I can compress it a lot more.
Yeah, so you can see if you can pan in there a little bit, Drew, you can see he's got a nice forward target side divot. Right? We used to never get that. He was always very much a sweeper. It was very thin and kind of a picking type action before, and the ball would always float on him a little bit, and then playing in the wind, it was just very difficult for him to keep the ball moving through the wind. So very good. So hit another one for us there.
It wasn't a penetrating trajectory, but it was floated in the air with too much spin. So again, into the wind, I was losing too much distance.
So one of the things that I do with Feddy is I'll simply push my finger on the left side of his head and have him feel like he's pushing towards my finger, which keeps him really steady with his head. And the other thing we've worked on is trying to get his hips a little more forward as his head stays back, right? So it gets the lower center of gravity forward, so he can still continue to keep the club on a good plane. You know, we don't want to have everything going forward because then we could come in too steep. So let's hit another one.
Even in impact, that helped me a lot. Jason told me to keep my hips a little forward this way and keep it that way instead of being on the right side and keeping my hips on the
behind the bump.
Behind
Very
the
good. Yeah, you're right. All right, so let's do one more for him. Very good.
So the feel is right now is really good. feeling is really good. I can feel I can really.
So here's a question for you. I get this question for a lot of my students is when you're making swing changes, how long does it take before you can feel comfortable? I know Tiger's going through this. A lot of the guys on tour, they're always working on something. But how long did it take you to where you could really kind of let it go and feel comfortable in tournaments?
Well, it took me. Well, we started probably November, December, and I started to hit it as we wanted to after like 4 months probably.
Gotcha.
Because in the beginning I was still doing it. Like I was hitting a few good, but then I was going back and shifting my weight. So yeah, I would say a few months helped me.
There you go. And this is a guy that works hard at his game, practices every day. So don't be so hard on yourself out there when you're making swing changes and it doesn't happen right away. It takes time, right? It takes a lot of repetitions, a lot of feedback. You know, getting yourself in front of the video camera and making sure that you're doing what you think you're doing. And so that's awesome. That's an awesome question. That's going to help the viewers a lot. So before we wrap up, tell us about your wardrobe. We've got a new clothing contract I think this year. Tell us who makes the shirts.
Par 72 is an Italian company, and mainly it's in Italy and sells in Europe, and is trying to enter the American market as well during the next few years. So they're giving me clothes to promote their line. And
so who's the guy? Who's the designer? What's the guy's name?
I don't know the name.
Oh, okay, it's just Par 72.
Yeah, exactly. I know the company's owner.
What's the website?
It's www.par72.it. You can find all the shirts and all the clothing that is out there available for sale.
Cool. All right, man. Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you.
Check him out on the e-golf tour. It's a local tour in Charlotte. It's really, I think, probably one of the best mini tours in the country now. So you can keep up with Federico. We'll continue to check in with him. I'm actually going to post some video with the high-speed camera of his golf swing so you guys can see it in slow motion. So thanks for checking out the blog. Thanks for checking out Guru TV, and we'll see you next time.
All right, thank you, and have a good day. Bye. Thank you.
Yeah, man.